Good morning, my fellow TBCians, wherever you may be. I extend to you a welcome where we are in the Western Pacific. This is now around 11:30, and if you are further away, good morning to you, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you are in the world. Thankfully, and we are so proud that TBC is global. TBC is not located to any particular geographical region. TBC is not localized in one country, but TBC has spanned all over the world, and it is having a reach in every country in the world. As long as there is internet, TBC has already make its impact, make its presence felt. And TBC in all the various languages in the world, whether it is from the east or to the west, or in whatever indigenous language, whether it's in the Asian continent, or it is in the sub-Asian continent, or in the big continent of Africa, or in Europe, whatever whatever language is spoken, whatever language is used, as long as there is internet, BBC has already set its footprint. Now, having said that, uh, when we have established and grown at such a phenomenal pace, of course, our main objective, our project, our prime focus is to create abundant wealth. And this purpose of creating abundant wealth is so that we can overcome poverty, the overcome the plans of the elites of the world that wants to imprison, that wants to rob the global population of their abundance and their poverty. And therefore, we know that there are agents of the elites. There are people who are out there who are trying to destroy whatever new programs, whatever new opportunities that are out in the world today to help to overcome poverty and to provide wealth and abundant wealth to the people of the world. Therefore, it is not at all surprising. It is not surprising to the world. It is not surprising to us that we have come under the crosshair of such uh, people who are agents of the elite. And they are taking uh, all kinds of pot shots at TBC. They're trying to ridicule, they're trying to discredit, they're trying to tear down the very existence of TBC and the network of TBC. So, for those of us who are on the social media, we would be very aware that there have been a lot of malicious activities. There have been a lot of attacks over the internet, and they have been throwing all kinds of accusations and shouting in the internet that TBC is a farce, TBC is a scam, without actually knowing what they are talking about in the first place. So the truth and the fact is there are a lot of judgment on TBC by these people from outside, and because of their posting on the media, on the social media, some of our own members who read these comments and on their own, they are not well equipped, they are not well educated by going through the blog of the billioncoin.info. These members who has very little understanding of the concept and of the working of TBC as a whole, these are the people who have been swayed. They are like grass that has been swayed by the winds of accusation, of those malicious agents of the elites. So it is not strange at all to see that not only are there accusation and falsehood from the outside, but some of our dear own members, they too are also influenced and they too are repeating the lies that they have heard. The fact is this, there are many who has no idea of what they are judgmental about. So as long as somebody say it's no good, somebody say it's a scam, they just repeat a lie over and over again without first establishing the source, without first establishing the fact, without comparing facts and the truth. And these are the people who have nothing to offer in terms of input and the betterment and the building up of TBC into a successful program. In other words, they are not people who support, they are not people who build, but they are people who accuse and try to tear down. And yet, these people, they think that their opinion is so valuable for TBC, which in fact is far from it. So we know that whatever that they spout out from their mouth, it is not at all constructive, it is not at all edifying, it is not at all suitable or valuable to TBC. Most of what they spout out is negative and they are accusation, which has no justification and also cannot be justified. These people cannot understand and they cannot accept the concept that we who are in TBC are undertaking to create our own economy and also our own currency. Now, this is beyond their understanding and this is beyond their belief. We are actually building our own TBC community around the world already. If we are looking at the blog, if we are looking at the broadcast, if we are looking at the participation for the coming cruise in March of 2019, we have an international global community and all are gathering together and they come together as one global family. It is a borderless community and it is cutting across all tongues, all cultures, and all colors. Now, this coming back to these accusers, the accusers do not understand fully the emergence of a digital technology, which is tools and engines that can and are channels towards creating a new digital currency. Now, more than 20 years ago, when the internet first came out, there was a lot of uh, misunderstanding. There was a lot of ignorance of how internet can work. At that time, we were just wondering how the concept of internet can help mankind, how the concept of internet can help to build economies, and how the concept of internet can be applied into financial, economic, and engineering uh, activities. Now we have come a long way from then. 20 years ago, internet was new, but today, internet and uh, and and technology is ever marching, is ever expanding. So with the new technology, we are now able to create also financial technology. Now with the new technology in internet and digital, economy in the area of R&D for medicine, for engineering, for humanities, and even now for financial activities and financial technology, we see that even banks today are moving in a different direction. Whereas in the old days, banking was done with a lot of paperwork. Today, banking is becoming paperless and it is instant, and we can do telegraphic transfer instantly to any parts of the world, to any banks that is required. So there is this new technology in the financial technology section. And this is also a new environment as far as humanity is concerned. We have now a whole new concept of digital currency. It is no more solid cash, as they say, but we have now digital cash, which is not seen, not visible. Okay? It is all being done on the internet and on the computer. Any kind of currency that is outside the establishment of the present currency system, which is the fiat currency, any other than fiat currency except gold and silver, anything outside this new environment and without even having any kind of qualified knowledge of the working of digital currency, now these self-appointed accusers, they fail to understand, they fail to comprehend fully the working and the concept of digital currency, especially the TBC, digital currency. And they volunteer and maliciously throw out false accusation that TBC is not workable, that TBC is a scam. Now, this is a wrong prejudice and malicious activity on their part. They are not members of TBC. They have no say, they have no influence, they have no place in TBC, but yet they want to become a busybody. They want to come and tear down TBC. The fact is they do not understand and refuse to understand the way that the digital technology works. How can they call it a scam when they are ignorant? The concept of TBC is brand new. We are a private digital currency, which is brand new. There was never any TBC coin before. There was never any TBC currency before. Now we are the ones who have created it, and we are a private community, which is also brand new. It is all in-house. It is all within the family. It has nothing to do with the outsiders. So please do not interfere. How can anyone judge and define what they are doing in TBC unless they apply some serious study into what we are doing in TBC? Now, the good news is this: for all of us who are in TBC, admin has provided quite a lot of reference materials. Admin has established the curriculum for this new phenomenon for building our own currency. It is also meant to build our own economy. It is meant also to build our own community. And not only that, that there is a distribution system which is so easy and so user friendly that every one of the members within TBC can utilize to distribute the wealth. This is all brand new, and we do not even have anything to reference. Admin has established the curriculum and has established the model. Now, we, the members of TBC, who are dedicated and committed towards building this new community, are following and equipping ourselves with the tools and the skills that the curriculum has provided to be able to understand how TBC works. Each member must acquaint themselves. Each member must equip themselves with the knowledge, with the tools, with the curriculum that admins has already provided in the blog, which is the billioncoin.info blog. Now, other than the block, outside the block, any other form of information, any other form of opinion is not relevant to us. And we are not asking for such information. We are not asking for such opinion. So therefore, do not give your opinion. Do not force your type of understanding and information upon the TBC family. The curriculum that admin has established is for the program that admin has created. Precisely, this program is created by admin and it is supported and equipped with the curriculum, with the roadmap, with the project plans, and with all the tools and systems set in place to establish and to be able to succeed in building the TBC program. So for these naysayers, for these hackers, for these scammers who comes around and accuse without understanding the design and the curriculum that admin has established, these accusers, they come along and they think that they are qualified to accuse whatever that they think is not right. Then they say and they ask, why are these things not done like this? And why are these things not done like that? How come we don't do this? And how come we don't do that? So this is their narrow-minded and unfair opinion. So let us be fair. Did these accusers establish the curriculum? Did they come out? Did they brainstorm? Did they plan? Did they implement the curriculum? No. So where are they getting their opinions from? Where are they getting the judgment from? And what comparison are they making? And what are the rules to compare to? We in TBC are creating a brand new environment for TBC and within TBC. It is a completely new move. It is a completely new phenomenon. It is a completely new event, something which has not existed before. Nowhere in the world, nowhere else such a movement has existed before, but now it exists. And of course, it is brand new. There is no yardstick to compare. There is no reference. There is no form of measure. So let us, for example, look at what others are doing. Look at the legal system. A lot of times, lawyers in any country in the world win legal cases by making references to past and established legal cases where the law has been established and judgment based on this as a comparison and as an established fact. Similar judgment from the past, years or even decades before, and based on the reference from that case to this case, and that's where they establish the judgment for the similar case. Now, applying this principle to TBC. TBC is completely new. There's never been a similar program with the same nature, same terms and reference. So TBC is a brand new private currency. Let us emphasize it is brand new and it is private. It cannot be compared with any other currency in the world. And TBC has been designed for the use within a private community. It is brand new to all of us as well as it is brand new to the world. There is no precedence and no comparison of such a currency in the world. So how is it that people can come along and throw all kinds of malicious false accusation against TBC? It goes beyond the thought of, or it goes beyond the school of logic. TBC is a private community and the program. and curriculum is for private application within the private community. Full stop. Period. Let's put it into a simple illustration. Suppose we have a large clan of people and we have your own family rules and customs and practices that is closely observed and implemented within the clan only. Can anyone outside the clan comes and start to throw accusation and say that what the clan is doing is wrong and what the clan is doing is a scam? Definitely not. Let's go a little bit further. The clan may have a custom for children getting married just after puberty, as in many of the poorer countries, because they need labor to work the fields. They need labor to uh, generate wealth so as to maintain the families. But in the Western world, this would not be acceptable. Can the outside world come, therefore, and accuse the clan's time-honored custom as wrong? All right? These are family rules and customs. That is an internal matter within the clan, and outsiders have no say or power over them. Now, in the same way as this analogy, what TBC has designed and put into practice is TBC's family rules and culture. No outsider has any right or any standing to accuse TBC of any value system that TBC is implanting within the TBC community. It does not include outsiders and it does not affect those outsiders. So these outsiders must stay outside and not put their hand into TBC's management and not demand their unqualified accusation to be applied to TBC. We have our own house and we have our own house rules. We operate by that, period. No outside power, no outside authority can influence or control us. Now let's look at what is our posture. It's human nature to be concerned about the opinions and interjections of other people. We are oftentimes very concerned about what other people are interjecting into our daily lives. Well, we are affected by people's opinion. That is natural, that is human. It takes a special kind of people who can make a stand and who will decide that when outsiders come and make interjections or accusation into our lives, they would be able to reject this and not let the interjections or accusation affect them. They need to hold their ground in the midst of chastising, accusation from others, especially when it is a belief system. It is very tough for people to hold their ground when people are starting to throw sticks and stones at us. Yes, we will be affected, we'll be hit, we'll be hurt. So, especially as we who are the early members in TBC, we are the people who see the vision, catch the vision, run with the vision. One word for this is we are innovators. We are not early adapters, but we innovate and others adopt our ways and our system. We are the pioneers and we are not the followers. Just like the pioneers who opened up the West in the early years, they had also a lot of resistance. They met with hostile natives. They met with crooks along the way. They met with very hostile terrain. They met with very hostile nature forces of nature. All right, they opened up the West. They blazed a trail, and the adopters came behind and followed the path of the pioneers. The pioneers are the pathfinders. They find a path where there was no path. Okay? When they came, the ground was virgin ground. There was no road. There was no path they could travel on. It was the pioneers who built the path, who built the road, so that the adopters can follow behind and run on the road. Now, innovators or pioneers are not the ones who accept the application. They are literally the ones who create the application. It is very easy to come along when TBC coins have already been established and everything is well in place. Then someone comes along and say, I am the early adopter. After others have put all things in place, they just want to claim the glory. They want to claim the, the recognition. They just come along and enjoy all the benefits that TBC has to offer. And these are not the pioneers, they are only adopters. But we are the innovators, we are the pioneers before adoption. We have to have a belief system and a posture before TBC is widely adopted. However, the innovators have to pay a price for being the pioneers, as there are many accusers and agitators and threats out there. In the early adoption stage, these accusers were so quick to condemn, and they accused because at that stage, TBC was not yet widely accepted. Innovators are those who create a concept, a platform, create a phenomenon, and we are the ones who go out and crack open the phenomenon to society. The innovators are like the first domino in a long row of dominoes. By itself, the first domino looks like it has so little power. It is so small. It has so little weight, and it has so little influence if it stands alone. But each and every domino, when it is lined up in a long line and in a pattern, a well-designed pattern, when the first domino is clicked and it begins to fall, then all the other dominoes that are lined up will also fall, and it will run in different directions according to how the dominoes have been lined up, and we would be able to see a wonderful experience. And the end result is there will be momentum and there will be energy that will be generated. We may then see patterns being displayed, all by clicking the first domino. We can look at TBC now as the first domino, and we may not look like we have much momentum and energy as a first domino. But as we gather momentum, the full pattern of the design of TBC will begin to become clearer and more beautiful and more powerful. We are innovators. We are people who come in before the adoption. We establish the path. We are the pathfinders. When we are an innovator, we have a certain posture of confidence, even though we don't have validation from society yet. Yes, people would not understand us, people would not accept us, especially when over 90% of the society wants to see some form of societal validation. Hence, it takes a lot of confidence and belief in the vision. For the members, we find that in the midst of some of the frustration that we deal with in TBC, and in the midst of some doubters and naysayers, in the face of innovation, there are some people who believe and some who would doubt. This is always the case when something new is introduced. There will always be doubters, there will always be naysayers who would criticize and try and tear down the new innovation. It does not matter what these naysayers are saying because they have no idea, they have no facts, they have no proper information to qualify them on what they are saying. They are just saying all kinds of false things because they think that the things must be done. Everything must be done according to their way and their mindset. They don't have enough references. They have not read the blog. They do not understand the full scope and curriculum of TBC like we do. Looking back, when the first internet came out, there was a lot of naysayers, as well as many who were reluctant to adopt and embrace the internet. It is the same every time some innovators come up with something new. This is because they do not have enough reference, they do not have enough materials, they do not have enough understanding about the new vision. Someday, someone will come out of the blues and contact you, and they will be the same people who were the naysayers, but now they recognize your posture and your confidence and your view that you had the belief system that you had. And years from today, when we have an accepted community, we have an accepted currency, when our concept has been proven and established, we will find that these naysayers will be converted and they will be calling upon you. And when have they recognize that they need what we have, maybe some advice, or maybe they need to be assured by our presence and influence. They want to come alongside us. They want to come on board with us. They will see us as the people of strength. Yes, we are the innovators. We are the people of strength. Let us understand this and let us maintain this. So, are we displaying confidence? Are we displaying assurance in our posture? How are we as responding and reacting to the attackers? There is no reference that the naysayers can refer to. TBC is totally new and there is no means or rule of reference. To summarize it, the only authority is the TBC, is the billion coin block. That is final. That is the final source and that is the only source which has authority, which has understanding, which has the driving force, which has the vision for TBC. Anything else outside the block is irrelevant. Anything else outside the block is not applicable. Thank you for this half an hour that I have been able to share with you some of the understanding of what TBC is, what TBC should be, and what TBC will be. I will see you again next tomorrow. And thank you for watching the broadcast. And I do believe and I trust that you would have learned a little bit from what I have just shared. Bye bye for today. Your friend, John here, signing off now. Bye bye.